Good morning. This is Sylvia, Assistant Professor and Head, Department of Computer Applications, Nirmala College for Women, Coimbatore. Today we are going to see menus and dialog boxes in VB.NET. Menus are nothing but these are controls that allow the user to make selections and hide away those selections when they are not needed. And main purpose is to save space in the Windows applications. Main menu control represents the container for the menu structure of a form. Menus are nothing but the menu item. So this is the screen you'll see when you run your program in the screen. So this is the menu, or you have a file, edit and help menu. So this is the menu. When you run your program, you'll see you can type your menu here and it will be displayed in the component. Menu item objects represents the individual parts of the menu, and each item has the name and text property, and each item has a click event. You can add main menu control to the form which appears in the component. Submenus are nothing but you can add your submenus that will pop up when the user clicks an arrow in the menu item. You can create submenus by moving to the right of the menu item and type the next item's text. At displays, check marks create menu separators, assign shortcut keys to menu items. So these actions are supported by menu item. So this is a submenu. You can create like this way as many submenus you want. So you can type the menu name at the top of the form. It includes, you can include symbol as type to indicate the keyboard access keys. So you are actually entering the text property for the menu item object. So you can have separated bars which is used for grouping menu items according to their purpose. So you can double click any menu item to open the item's click event procedure, and you can write the code for the click event procedure. Menus like file and edit and the actual items in such menus are supported by the menu item class. This class supports the actual controls in your menu system, and its click event helps to add code to it. And this class provides the properties which enables to configure the appearance and functionality of a menu item. And these are the properties of menu item class: checked property, shortcut property, show shortcut property, menu item. Objects themselves also can have other menu item objects attached to them to display submenus. And you have text property, setting the text property, horizontal bars that help group menu items together, and prefacing a character in a menu item's caption with an ampersand underlines that character and makes it an access key so that the user can select that item by pressing Alt and that character. So for example, giving a menu item the caption E ampersand XIT, so which makes X into the access key for this menu item. You can have enable property which enables and disables menu items, and visible property which helps to show or hide menu items, and menu item objects in a multiple document interface applications works in a special way. When an MDI child window appears, its menu is merged with the MDI parent window. You can specify how the menu item should be added to the MDI parent window with the merge order and merge type properties. You can also use the merge menu method to specify how this merge occurs. So let us see what are the events available in the menu item class. So click event means that the user has a clicked menu item and your code should respond to it. And pop-up event which performs task before a menu is displayed. And select event happens when a menu item is selected. And let us see what about context menus. Context menu control is used to give users access to frequently used menu commands and bring them up by right-clicking another control. Use context menus to display such as cut, copy and paste in text boxes. And these are the properties of context menu. Context menu property. You can associate context menus with other controls by setting the controls to the context menu control. The central property of the context menu control is the menu items property. You can add menu items to a context menu at design time or in code by creating menu item objects and adding them to the menu items collection of the context menu. So as with main menus, context menu items can be disabled, hidden or deleted. So methods of context menu: show and hide methods, which helps to show and hide context menus yourself with the context menu controls. So let's see the events of context menu. You can handle the menu items, click, select and pop-up events as you can see in main menus. So this is the picture for the menu. So let us see the standards for Windows menus. So you follow the Windows standards for applications. You can include keyboard access keys. Use standards for shortcut keys if used. Place file menu at left end of menu bar and end file menu with exit. Help if included is placed at the right end of the menu bar. There are two main classes involved in the standard menu handling. So main menu, you can assign objects of this type to a forms menu class to install the corresponding menu system. And menu item that supports the main items in the menu system, which includes menus like file and edit. At the design time, you can only need to drag the main menu control from the toolbox to a form. So this is the hierarchy of the main menu class, and these are the properties of main menu objects. So public methods of main menu objects are displayed here. So let's see the built-in dialog boxes. There are a number of built-in dialog boxes in Visual Basic. You can also develop your own file, open, file, save and other dialog boxes. They are open file dialogs, save file dialogs, font dialog, color dialog, print preview dialogs, page setup dialogs and dialogs. Common dialog boxes. So predefined standard dialog boxes for file opening and saving, font and color selection, printing and previewing. You can add appropriate common dialog control to form. So which will be appears in the commentary. So common dialog controls: open file dialog, save file dialog, font file dialog, color dialog, print dialog and print preview dialog. Let us see one by one. So see here, this is the menu which you are going to create the form here, and so you can use the show dialog method to display the dialog at the runtime, and you can check its return value such as dialog result.ok, cancel to see which button the user has clicked. Here are the possible return values from this method from the dialog result enumeration. Abort, the dialog box returns value is abort, and cancel, the dialog box return value is cancel. And so no, the dialog box return value is no, and nothing is written from the dialog box. You have to mention none. And OK, the dialog box returns value is OK. And for retry, the dialog box returns value is retry. And yes, the dialog box returns yes. So open dialog lets the user select a file to open. So you can see the dialog box here for open, and open file dialogs are supported with the open file dialog. And these are the properties of open file dialog class. Multi-select property, which helps to select multiple files, and show read only property helps to determine if a read only checkbox appears in the dialog box. And read only check property indicates whether the read only checkbox is selected. And filter property sets the current file name filter string, which determines the choice that appear in the files of the type tags in the dialog box. The name and the path the user selected is stored in the file name property of the open file dialog object. Open file method is used to open the selected file. And let us see the save file dialogs supported by the save file dialog class. These dialogs let the user specify the name of file to save data to. These dialogs are the same as the standard save file dialog box used by Windows. Show dialog method, which helps to display the dialog box at the runtime. And file name property used to get the file the user selected. And open file method, open a file in write mode. So let us see font dialogs, which helps to set the font size, space, color and so on. So handy they are the same as those used by Windows, because you can directly select font from it. So it returns font and color objects directly. So show dialog method, which helps to display the font dialog box. This dialog shows list boxes for font, style and size, checkboxes for effects like strikeout and underline, a drop-down list for script, for example, Hebrew, and sample of how the font will appear. Font property, this will return the font object. So color dialogs, the user can select the color in the easier way. And the principal property is color property, which returns the color object ready for use. And if you set the allow full open property to false, the define custom colors button is disabled and the user can select the colors only from the predefined colors in the palette. And if you set the solid color only property to true, the user can select only solid color. So you can display the Windows command dialog box. You have to use the show dialog method to display the common dialog box at runtime. Show dialog only displays the dialog, it does not do anything else. So for example, let us see color dialog 1 dot show dialog, font dialog 1 dot show dialog. And this is the code we have. You can write it for open file dialog under which you have written the show dialog code, which helps to show the dialog box on the screen. So let us see how the information from the dialog box is used, and code must be written to retrieve and use the choice made by the user in the common dialog box. For example, color dialog displayed, user selects color and clicks OK, and code must be written to apply the selected color to the objects. Title label dot back color is equal to color dialog 1 dot color, which helps to apply the color for the title label. And how to set the initial values, let us see. So you can set the initial value for the font, like font dialog 1 dot font equal to subtotal label dot font, or you can set the color back color for the color dialog 1 dot color by clicking color dialog 1 dot color equal to me dot back color. Thank you for patience listening.